just reiterate, I'll make it quick. So, Guardiola, Savino, Kovacic out, Bettinelli out, and then for us, Uduggi. I think Uduggi has been training. I don't know if he's been training with the first team, but I think he's almost back to fitness. Thomas Frank was speaking in his press conference earlier. But yeah, also plug. Almost at 1K. Tell your grandmother to subscribe. Tell your girlfriend to subscribe. We're almost at 1K. So yeah, subscribe please. So yeah, and then Kulusevski, as we know, is out till 2026. And James Madison, as we know, is out with the ACL. So we have no actually established number 10s, but we've been knowing that since when was the game against Newcastle? It's been like what? Almost 3 weeks now. 3 weeks we have been without a 10, and we still don't have a replacement in. So Daniel Levy, that's up to you, my friend. And then Radu, of course, is out. Kota Takai. Okay, listen, bro. I don't even know what the hell's going on with Kota Takai, but where has this guy been? I think he hurt his heel or something. Listen, I'm no doctor, but last time I checked, I don't know how severe heel injuries can get. So this one's a little bit mysterious to me, if I'm being completely honest. But Kota Takai has been out for a minute, and he's continuing to be out without a timeline on the horizon. So, and then actually, Manor Solomon has been training with the first team, unfortunately. So maybe he gets a spot on the bench. We'll see. Is he going to go on loan? We don't know, but let's see, man. And then, of course, Brian Hill, we don't even care, so we're going to ignore that. And Yves Bissouma, I don't know what the status on that is, but I think Yves Bissouma is still also out. But yeah, so on the City side, they are damn near close to full strength. And on us, we are without no number 10s, and we're going to have a lot of work to do. So if we get into the stats for now, even though it's only been one game, as you can see, City, and actually, to be fair, we've also been free-flowing in terms of how many goals we're scoring. City have scored 4 goals. We've scored 3. SOFA score rating, 7.32 to 7.29. And yeah, there's not too much we can take from this because it's only been one game. But actually, this is kind of interesting. So, City's game against Wolves, even though they had a 4-0 goal lead on them, or goal win, they still only had 58% possession, whereas us against Burnley had 67%. So that's something very interesting to keep in mind. But realistically, there's not too much that we can take from this. It's the second game here. We've only had one game to go off on. So there's not too much that we can take from this. But man, for me personally, bro, when I'm looking at players that are going to scare me for Manchester City, I'm looking at, obviously, Haaland. I think Haaland has low-key become underrated now. And then Tijani Reinders, bro. Tijani Reinders. This guy has potential. And I'm still saying Kudus because I think Kudus is going to be amazing for us. But I still think that Tijani Reinders has potential to become the signing of the summer, man. This guy has been balling out for Manchester City. So Thomas Frank and Spurs are going to have a lot to do to dealing with Tijani Reinders. A lot to do. Think Frank always has a card up his sleeve. Yeah, let's hope so, because he's going to need it, man. Because when I'm looking at Manchester City and how they're playing, with Ryan Cherky there too, fucking hell, man. They strengthened well. They strengthened efficiently. And we, over here, have only got Kudus and I guess Paulinho. But, yeah, man, it's definitely scary hours for sure. And I guess the big matchup is going to be Richarlison versus Haaland. And I never thought I would be saying this in 2025, but the big matchup is going to be my brother Richarlison versus Erling Haaland. So look to those striker duels and battles. And then, of course, standings. As of right now, of course, Chelsea, if you guys haven't watched the game, bro, West Ham got murdered, bro. They got blammed off the pitch, man. Absolutely blammed off the pitch. So, yeah. Right now, Chelsea is at the top of the table, but 2 games in, bro. Let's see how long that lasts. And in terms of the 2 teams, same amount of points, same amount of wins. So, yeah. And then if we look at the head-to-head, out of all the big 6 teams, this is the one team that I'm the most confident. Well, besides Manchester United, because we also own them too. But besides United, Man City is the next team that I'm the most confident against. For some way, for some reason, no matter what the manager, no matter what the team, we always usually find a way to nick points off City or even get a win sometimes. Typically. So, however, this time feels a little bit different because of all the quality that we're missing. But we still always usually find a way. If you flash back to when was it? I think it was first season under Ange. I think it was first season Ange. Um, when we had Brian Hill playing up front, and we managed to. Did we win that game or did we lose that game? No, I think we drew. It was like an eventful game. I think it was Brian Hill, Sun doing their thing. We managed to draw at City away. And if you go off of last season too, we beat them 4-0 away. So we low key, usually do pretty well. So let's see it, bro. Let's see it. But yeah. So the head to head. So the last time we played City, we lost 1-0. I think this was at home, if I'm not mistaken. I think we lost 1-0 at home. And then, of course, the 4-0 thrashing. And we beat them 2-1 in the Carabao Cup as well, which that was such a good game. And then we lost them 2-0. Of course, I think this was the one. Was this the Sun Misser game? It might have been. I think this was the Sun Miss game where we pretty much won Manchester City the league. And then, of course, FA Cup, we lost to them. And then, yeah, the 3-3, this is what I was talking about before, the 3-3, where Brian Hill and Heung-min Son balled out. And then we beat them 1-0. Like, bro, there's always, like, cheeky little results here that we get against City. So this is, it's going to be interesting for sure, man. We're definitely their bogey team. And if you look back, like, even, like, going back to 2019 even, like, bro, it's actually closer than, like, it appears. So, yeah, man, let's see. But let's get into the predicted lineup. Okay, me personally, though, I think that we're going to be going for a 5-3-2. Me personally. I think it's going to be similar to PSG. You're swearing or something. Okay, I think the backline is going to be pretty self-explanatory, to be honest. Obviously, Vicario and net. I think that's going to be not not Ibrahimovic in net, bro. What the hell? Bro, we're not putting Ibrahimovic in net. We're putting Vicario, bro. What the hell? Putting Zlatan, bro. Imagine. Okay, Vicario. And then I suspect Romero, Danzo, back three. Because that's pretty much our only options because we have really no other center backs. So, Danzo. And that's also alarming, by the way. If Danzo or Romero or Van de Ven get an injury, we're down to Ben Davis as center back, FYI. So, again, Daniel Levy. The fuck are you doing, brother? The fuck are you doing? Anyways. I've raged enough this week, I think, so I think I can leave it there. No more raging. We need to focus on Manchester City. And then I think we're going to go Spence, obviously, as right back. Oh, no, sorry. Not Spence. Porro, rather. Not Spence. Porro. And then Spence as left back. So I think this is as concrete as it's going to get. Even if we don't play a back five or a back three, it's still going to be Porro, Romero, Van de Ven, and Spence. So I think that's what we're looking at. Palhinha. Yes, sir. All right, so I'm going with João Palhinha. I'm going with Sarr. I think it's the same thing as PSG, to be honest. And I'm going with Bentancur. I think it's the exact same thing as PSG, to be honest, bro. If I'm keeping it all the way honest, I think it's the exact same thing as PSG. Yeah, bro, I think this is our, like, most... For this game specifically, I think this is our best midfield, to be honest. And then, of course, Richarlison. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Let's go, Richie. This brother Richard. Why is there two Richarlisons? Which one do I pick? This one. Okay. Why is there for this game specifically? It's definitely Richie Kudus, bro. Definitely Richie Kudus. I think you could potentially run a back four and Or should I have like a two-back pairing of Romero and Van de Ven and then have a Johnson, Kudus, Richarlison? But I think just based off what we saw against PSG and how this game might go, I think this is the best solution. I think this is it. And then you have Odegaard off the bench. You have Tell. You have Johnson. You have Bergvall, Gray. Yeah, I think this is the best solution, bro. I think this is the best solution. Bro, y'all fumbled the PSG game in a way that I wanted to reach out. Not gonna lie. Honestly, the PSG game is way behind me because the Eze saga has taken over. We're not even going to talk about it, bro. Yeah, I think for predicted lineups, this is what we're going to be looking at. I think this gives us the most balance, and we saw against PSG that we were still able to create, but we're going to be relying heavily on set pieces. So in terms of this game and what Manchester City are going to throw at us, if we go back to what they are projected to line up as, I mean, bro, like obviously Holland, Marmouche, Bob, it's going to be a lot, bro. Bernardo Silva in there, Gonzalez, like it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. But with this midfield, how physical it is, how leggy it's going to be, and then Richie and Kudus, especially with the form that Richarlison is in right now, I definitely think that this lineup will give us the best opportunity to have a shot at beating Man City. So with that being said, how do I see this game going? How do I see this game going? I think that it's going to be close. I think that Man City will have a majority of the ball. It could either end up two ways. Either Manchester City are going to blame us off the pitch and it's going to be an embarrassing result, or I could see it being a very tight, contested game. And I think at best, we end up with a draw. So with that being said, my score prediction is going to be 2-2. I'm going with 2-2. I think it's going to be close. I think that we're going to have a lot to deal with Holland, Reinders, Bob. It's going to be a lot, man. But I think with what we saw against PSG, I think that's this 11 that I have set up right here is going to give us the best opportunity that we have to be able to get at least a point out of this game. For me, I think key players are going to be people like Kudus, obviously. Kudus. I think it's going to be people like Richarlison. He's been on a heater. If Richarlison can play like he did against Burnley, the hold-up play, the link-up with Kudus, I think we'll have a really good shot at beating Manchester City. But if this front two of Richarlison and Kudus are even a mile off it, even a little bit off it, we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle a lot. So the big game players for this game for us is definitely going to be Mohamed Kudus and my boy Soy un Pombo, my brother, Richarlison. Sorry. It's going to be my brother Richarlison, man. So, yeah, I'm going 2-2. Going to be a draw, tight, contested game. We will be live. We will be live tomorrow, or I guess today. You might be watching this if you're in the UK, for the watch along. It's going to be bright and early if you're in Canada, man. I'm going to have to be waking up at, like 4:30 to cover this game. So, bright and early. We will be here for the live watch along, so stay tuned. And yeah, man, should be a good one. Should be a good one.